Good morning again. We'll start. Yes, actually. 5 years is the work, no? Homework, no? Am I? Yes, no? I gave you the homework. Academic activity. I gave you the homework. I highlight the dependent variables and independent variables in the given the research topic. Am I? Yes. Do it. Very famous, right? Okay. You. No, why? Okay. Anyone who completed it? Who has completed it? Very good. Only one student, eh? Only one student completed. Okay, Steve is a very nice student completed. See one student. But it's a nation that. No. Yes. No. So, the easiest way. You were there, right? You were there, you were present. Ah, yes. You didn't. There are long time, no? Someone absent, but you were present and you participated in LMS platform that is school. Did you complete? No, Maria. Complete that. I gave you the activity, so it's in the LMS. So I asked you to download the Word document and highlight the dependent and independent variables, right? Okay. Anyway, we'll do the today's lesson and we'll go to the activity. So that it is very easy to understand what we are going to discuss, right? Okay, so now make the heading research problem. We are going to discuss about the research problem today. So these are the intended learning objectives. Then we are going to discuss these things. What we are going to discuss? Yes, what we are going to discuss. Actually, nature of the research problem. You need to identify the nature of the research problem, and then sources of the research problem. From there, you can identify the research problem, and then process of the formulating of the research problem, and research gaps. What do you mean by the research gaps? Research gaps, and then the lastly we are identifying how we can develop the problem statement and the research questions, right? Broadly, we are discussing about the research problem and then research questions and the research objectives today. Problem 2, research questions. From the research questions, we are developing the research objectives. So this is actually third lesson, right? Research problem. That means once we discuss these three, so that is the end of the chapter number 1. Chapter number 1, right? So in recitation, we have chapters. We discuss it very clearly in the first lesson. How many chapters do we have? Introduction chapter we have, and then we have the second chapter, what it is. It's literature review. Third chapter, methodology. Fourth one, results and analysis. Next one, discussion. The last one, conclusion or a summary and the conclusion. Right? So we have 6 chapters. So other than that one, we have the references, source or references list. So once we discuss the problem, research problem, and then research questions and research objectives, that means that is the completion of chapter number 1. So therefore, you have to understand the weight of the research problem. Very interesting. Actually, if you are doing it, it's really interesting. Why? We are going to find the answers for a real world problem. So those are not technical things. Those are we have to do it practically. So therefore, take it as simplified one and identify a problem. Once we discuss these technical points here, you identify the real world problem for your research. Okay. Practice 6. We start with the brainstorming activity. What this is about? Definitely, I don't have the slide note. Yes. What is your idea about this one? Research is formalized curiosity, right? So I'm spoken and playing with the purpose. Purpose, what do you mean by a purpose? Yes. Curiosity. What do you mean by curiosity? Yes. Hola. In a questionable mind, no curiosity. So until you are finishing this reading of this research article, you can't identify what it is about. Right? So if you are doing the research in a sense, it's a we are doing a research in a sense, what we are doing, we are finding the answers for a real world problem. And so then what it formulates? Curiosity. Until we are finishing our activity, we may not be able to identify the results. We can't identify the final outcome. So therefore, what it is? It's curiosity. What else? And then it's dealing with the purpose. Right? So when we are doing a research, do we have a purpose? Do we have a purpose? Yes or no? Yes. What may be the purpose? What may be the purpose? Okay, let's assume you are identifying factors affecting for the air pollution. Just simple example, air pollution. If you are doing a research for the identification of factors affecting for the air pollution, what is your purpose? Yes? Yes, what is the purpose? Identifying the factors for the air pollution, right? Until you finish this research, what happened? You don't know the outcome. What may be the factors? You don't know it. So therefore, it's curiosity. So therefore, if we are doing a research in a sense, we have the purpose as well as we are in curiosity scenario. Why? So we don't know the final outcome of the research. If it is coming with the scientific results, exactly. Lab test, experiments, actually, they don't know the final outcome. Right? So, in the management context, we know sometimes the real world context because of it. We are testing normally the knowledge. So, therefore, we have some idea regarding the final outcome. But in the scientists, right? So, do they have the final idea regarding their research? No. They don't know what happened in the future. So therefore, definitely, research in a sense, it forms the curiosity as well as we are dealing with the purpose in this. How we are going to identify how we can develop this purpose. To do a research, we should have a problem. Last week also, as I remember, we discussed in the research steps. Right? What do you mean by a problem? Do you all have problems? No. You don't have any problems. No problems. Yes. Okay, do you all have problems? No problem. No problem. So at the moment I have problem. But, sorry. Why the students are? Okay. Why? Why the students are late? Okay. So we have a resource person. Why? The problem. We are taking a discussing about the problem. Yes. What is the reason? Is that a normal behavior? You all are reporting at 9 or approximately near to 9? No. What is the reason? Take up. Okay, good. Real reason, right? You got. Why you were late? Happy. Where are you from? Lanka. Can you get this? Madam, what is the reason? Yes. The real scenario. No? Okay. Madam, yes. But you all have commitments. Yes or no? No. No. So you all have some reasons. So actually we need to research. So even we are, for example, even we are starting it at 8, then why the students can't come and on time. Even in my case also, I reported that which time? 8:15 or approximately 8 to 8. My fault. Right? It's not my fault. I hope now it's become my habit. Right? So it's better. There may be a difference between the professionals and the academics. Academics, I'm not thinking about others. So the professionals, they work on time. I really appreciate them. I hope you all are doing you all are working somewhere else once you become the professional. So their behavior is they work on time. Right? But when it comes to the academic perspective, so we realize that okay, we have time, we can manage it and like so therefore, so it's a normal behavior, right? So what it is, what I discuss about is research problem. It's a just problem, right? But it may be a researchable problem, right? Researchable problem. So then if we come with the technical definition for research problem, What do you mean by a problem? Yes, what it is. How you can define a problem? Yes. How you can define a problem? Yes, your idea problem. Okay, trying to find the solution. Okay. What else? Problem. In what kind of scenarios the problems are occurred? Yes. We have expectation. Right? So in our hypothetical example, what is the expectation? You need to report an 8. Right? But actual 8-1, 8-12, 8-15, 8-30, now it's almost 8, 8-40 or 40 or 50, right? What are those? What are those? Actual results. But where our expectation is to have it at 8, but actual results, what happened? It's 8, right? But the actual results, it may be 8-15, 8-20, the worst case, 8. We keep it as a 41. Right? So this is the expectation, whereas this is the actual. You can identify there is a difference. There is a difference between actual and the expected level. So where it leads to a problem. Right? Problem. We can reward it as well. 855 actually. That's what is. We can identify it as a problem. So therefore, problem is the difference between or its gap between expected scenario and the actual scenario. Right. Or actual state as well as the desired state. Write down the examples for the problems. Just think about research, not a researchable problem. You just write down the example of the problems. Question. We are going to convert the real world problem to the researchable problems. What are the problems? We didn't mean the problem is a serious issue. Right? Just take it as a simple one. Problems. What may be the problems in your organizational place, at your workplace? What may be the problems? Now you all have the problems, right? Why? You just start your career as the junior ones. So therefore you may have a lot of problems. Lot of problems at workplace. Write down the examples of the problem. At least write down one example. We can identify interesting problems. Okay? Problem. प्रश्न clear. The प्रश्न clear. Just a simple sentence, at least 2 words, maybe 3 words regarding the problem. Very good. So what it is? Lack of skillful labor force. Okay, good. It may be one problem at your workplace. Okay? Lack of skillful workers within the organization. Good. The standard procedures are not updated to the actual procedures. So there may be a very good. The difference is there. Very good. Workload and the stress. Very good. Clear word example. Say what? Okay. Come on. Okay. Workload and stress. Be clear. Lehan. Yes, Lehan. Quality of the audit with the deadline. So you need to meet the deadline. And meanwhile, you need to make the quality of the work or else quality of audit. No super procedures. Okay. Workload. Effective communication, ineffective communication flow, or else the effective communication flow is not there. Okay. Ineffective communication. Lack of teamwork. Good. Good, yes. Yes. Problem. Deadlines. Okay. Asker. Receiving negative feedback. They all dedicated for the workplace things, but you are getting the bad comments only. Okay. Good, yes. Working after office hours. Very good. Right? You have to. There may be some reasons there that also. Okay. Newly appointed employees are not continuing their career. Good. Knowledge gap. What kind of knowledge? So that means so they don't have the proper skills. Good. Sahan?
Work-life balance.
Work-life balance. Very good. Very important thing. Yes. So those are what? Those are the example for the problems, right? So okay, we'll go to the given examples here. What is the first one? Yes, the first one. So frequent delays lead to much frustration among the airline passengers. So these are the some of the research, not the research, just example for the problems. What is the second one? Staff turnover is high. Right? Staff turnover is high than anticipated. Right? So we expected to have a 10 staff turnover, but the actual is how much? It may be 50. So there is a difference between the actual and the anticipated one. So therefore, it's lead to a problem. Why? What is the reason behind that? Right? So then minority group members newly install information systems, and then so those are the some of example for the problems. I hope it's clear to you. You also write down some example for the problems. Right. Next one, now we are moving towards the typical problems to the research problem, right? How you can find a research problem to your research? How? Yes. How? You need to first identify the research area, right? Otherwise, you can't find a problem for your research, right? Therefore, the first one is which one? The thing. Field of research. Determining the field of research. So that is the first activity that I have gave to you in the before last week. I asked you to write down some research field, research area, subjects. As I remember, you identify some of the research field. I asked you to write down the 3 research fields. Okay. Determining the field of research. It may be sometime accounting, right? What is the step you need to identify the field, right? For your research. That is the data of the students. No need to worry about. Okay. It may be accounting. Some of you maybe identified your field as accounting, right? Some of you identified then any other areas? Just only accounting? No. What may be the other areas? Yes? Accounting, neither. Auditing and tax. It may be auditing and what else? Marketing, finance. We'll take the management. So these are the broad areas. Now, first step, you need to identify what should be my field of research. Right? What should be my field of research? The second step, you need to narrow down it. How you can narrow down it? Identification of sub-research field. Right? So in the accounting, what may be the sub-research field? It's accounting in the sense, it's a broad area, right? Mainly we are identifying, yes, what it is. Financial accounting and the, what is the other one? Yes, financial accounting and the management accountant. Management account. Auditing and tax. First, we'll take the audit. Finance. What may be the sub areas? Corporate finance. You all studied the business finance. Management, as you said very correctly, we can take the marketing, HRM, but maybe the other areas. We take the supply chain management in the sense.
Operation management.
Yes.
Operation management. Operation.
Operation. Operation. Right. The second one, you identify the main area, main field, and then you divide it into the sub areas. You have to identify very clearly. If you are not clear on the identification of research for a specific area, you follow these steps, right? Okay, once you identify these sub areas, you need to search those. These are the example, just example. So then we can't divide the accounting into only the finance accounting and the other management accounting. There may be some broad areas. Just I'm explaining how you can go to a problem, right? How you can simplify your research. Otherwise, at this stage, you are really confused about your research. Okay. Third one, again, you need to divide the second area to the sub areas, right? In the financial accounting, tell me now you refer to the trending concepts, right? What may be the trending concepts? Yes. Or else what are the subcomponents identified under this financial accounting? You all have the corporate reporting. Okay? Corporate reporting, as I am correct. Okay? Yes, corporate reporting. What are the lessons we are discussing where corporate reporting? Very good. Standards. Standards. What else? It may be the IFRS. Yes. What else? Financial statements. Analysis of financial statements. If you want, you can write down for that. Right? Analysis of financial statements. What else? Yes. What else? Management accounting. The last semester you had the management accounting subject. Yes. Budgeting. What else? Yes. ABC. Activity-based costing. Transfer pricing. And the scorecard. Likewise, you have the some areas, some subjects under in this accounting, management accounting subject. If it is auditing, what may be the area? Sub areas auditing, internal control. Internal control. What else? Yes. Procurement. Yes. Procurement process. Okay. Procurement process. Audit opinions. Right? Audit opinions. So then what else? Internal auditing, external auditing. And likewise, you can identify the sub areas coming under the auditing. Right? The other one. It's tax. If it is tax, what may be the sub areas? Yes. Corporate tax, partnership tax, tax compliance, tax regulations. What else? Tax system. Right? Likewise, you have the sub areas within this taxation. You need to identify. The other one, what is the next one? Yes, finance, corporate finance. Sometimes you don't have the corporate finance, therefore we'll start with the business finance. Right? Business finance, what are the lessons that you have identified? Portfolio management.
Investment decision.
Investment decisions. What else? Yes, risk and return. Okay. Other one, capital structure decisions. So those are what? The evaluation of bonds, financial markets, right? So what those are? Those are the sub areas coming under the business finance. Corporate finance, mainly we are discussing about the dividend policies, working capital management there, and the capital structure decisions, right? Financing the corporations. So then, management under the marketing, what may be the areas? Digital marketing, right? What else? Digital marketing, branding, positioning, what else? Target marketing, what else? Pricing or whatever the 7 Ps, 4 Ps, the included items in the marketing research area. The next one, HRM. What we mean HRM practices? Hiring, what else? Training. There are 14 child principles. But those are inductions. Likewise, so there are maybe some sub areas on which green HRM policies may be there. The last one is operations. Right? Under the operations, you have chance to identify supply chain management, what else? Operations, you add that subject. Two.
Layout plan.
What are the things that you have discussed there?
Layout plan.
Layout planning, okay. So then, capacity management. What else? Quality management. So those are the sum of areas coming under the supply chain management or whatever the operations do. Right? Third one. We identify the main area and then identify the sub area in your research. Now, we take the first one, IFRS. Now you can select the area. Okay, I am going to focus on the IFRS adaptation. Then you have to find out the problem in the IFRS adaptation, right? IFRS adaptation. Field of research and then control on the area, that means identifying the sub areas, you make the controls over there. So then repeat the existing research to identify the trends. If you want to identify the IFRS adaptation, you have to identify the trends there. How you can identify the trends? How you can identify the trends? What you are doing in the up to now, so you just type the trends in IFRS adaptation. You type it. Yes, you just type it. So that is not the academic perspective. If we are doing a research in the sense, always you should have a back. Therefore, how we can identify the trends, you need to read the papers. Which papers? Journal papers. Right? So they confirm that, the researchers confirm that okay, these are the existing trends in the IFRS adaptation. So how you can identify the trends then? Review the existing research. Okay. So then you can make the priority, the field. So out of that one, okay, I'm selecting this trend, and then you can do the personal, you can establish your personal idea there, personal experience there, and we'll discuss that one in later on in detail. And the last one, so then you can identify the pinpoint the research problem. So when we are identifying the research problem, right? So now you need to identify the problem. You identify the trended areas. Then first you identify the main area. So then you divide it into the sub areas. So then that means you make the control there. So then you read the literature review. You identify the trends there. Now you need to find the problem. Right? How you can identify the problem in the identified research area? So you have the area, trended area you have. Now, how you can identify the problem there? Yes. Tell me your ideas. You have a field of what it is, IFRS adaptation. How you can identify the research problems in the IFRS? But maybe the sources of research problems. Think. Yes. You all are working in accounting background. How you can identify a problem there? Yes. What's the problem? First problem. Yes. What is this? Can anyone explain the concept behind it? Not explain, just tell me what is the first picture about. Yes. What it reflects. Okay, write down. So these four pictures, they have four different angles. Right? Write down these pictures, what these pictures about. Four pictures. This is the first one, this is the second one, third one, and the fourth. Actually, these are problems, right? These are problems needed to be researched as the undergraduates, right? This is your duty to research something. Okay? What do you mean by university? You need to pinpoint that one. Mean what you can ask. You can hear this discussion that I'm doing here. University in the sense what is the main perspective of universities? Yes, creation of knowledge and disseminating the knowledge. Right? So we need to create the knowledge as well as we need to disseminate the knowledge. We need to share them. How you can share the knowledge? Lectures are doing the lectures. Lecturers are doing the lectures. What it is? It's the dissemination of the knowledge. We are sharing the knowledge with you, right? How you can create the knowledge with that? This how you can create the knowledge by doing the research, right? So you can search something new by research. Therefore, creation of knowledge is typically based on the research. Therefore, you actually, as the undergraduates, you need to find something new and you make some contribution to the society. Rather than just doing a research, you do something new. Okay, very good. What is the first one? Okay. Good. Good. First and second one is a bit simplified one. Yes. Good. Poverty. The first picture about poverty. Right? Any other different things? Asker? Yes. Okay, living styles of different cultures. Right? Good. Poverty levels due to the citizens. Okay, poverty levels due to the citizens. Good. Okay, social and economic challenges. Exactly what it is. It's a social and economic challenges. Good. Yes, the first picture, what I reflect, I'm not suggesting that, okay, this is the picture of the poverty. I can't never say that. Right? So these are the different views. As I remember in the second lesson also I explained that one. So I can't take by mentioning this research, by mentioning this topic, mentioning this picture, I can't never say that this is the picture of poverty. Right? Because my perception is different with your perceptions, right? According to my opinion, so I included this research, this picture as the reflection of the poverty. Right? Poverty. Sometimes there may be different perspectives from your end. Right? The picture of poverty. The second one, what it is about. It's a problem, right? A huge problem in Sri Lanka is poverty. Right? So that's one. Yes. Okay, air pollution. Lehana. What is your idea? Happy, good.
Waste of food. Waste of food.
Okay, waste of fuel. Exactly, then if we are in the traffic, exactly, it's a waste of fuel. Good. Air pollution. Air pollution. Okay. It reflects in traffic also. Air pollution. The basic concepts that I have, it's air pollution, but you may have some different perspectives regarding this one. This is a picture of the air pollution problem. Right? It's an economical problem. So then this one. Yes. Cash flows you have, and then yes, we have the
Cash flow management.
cash flow management. Okay. Anything else? Cash flow management. Variances in where? In the cash flows. Good. Resha. Purchasing power. Okay, interesting. Still thinking. Good. Cash flow management. Good. Okay, financial and the business concerns. Okay, good. Okay, cash flow management. Right. So again, what my idea behind this is why the companies are having minus and the plus cash flows is different with the time, right? The time we have the minus and plus cash flows. What is the reason behind that? Is that actually it may be a problem. The last one. What it reflects. Yes. What it reflects. Global warming and due to the human activities. Okay. Human activities and the global warming. Yes. Weather. Okay. Waste management. Maria. Environment pollution, okay. Air pollution, environmental pollution. The last row. Yes. Industrial pollution, environmental pollution, researching, waste management, good. Really interesting, right? So it's a reflection of, according to my perspective, I included it for the global warming, but there are maybe different perceptions behind that one, right? So what this reflects, these are actual problems around, right, around you. So these are the actual problems. So therefore, the first thing, you can identify the research problem by looking at around you, right? You can grab the research problems around you. So that is the first source, right? The first source and most applicable source when you are identifying a research problem, you need to identify the research problem around you. Otherwise, what happens? You are working in the accounting industry, right? I hope you all work in the accounting industry or tax or auditing industry. So there may be other fields also. You work in the accounting industry, but you are expert in the, let's take the preparation of financial statement. You never touch the IFRS, but you are seeking the problem in the IFRS. Right? What happened? It's a terrible. Why? It's not relevant to you. If it is to, again, you need to identify the IFRS. What do you mean by the IFRS? And you have to study it. You don't have the real idea behind the IFRS. It's terrible. So therefore, when you identify the research problem, first identify the research problem around you. Even I'm forcing that, okay, do a research in the accounting space. If you are really like to do interesting, if you are really interested in doing the research in this kind of areas, it's okay, right? You do it, right? We'll accommodate the research supervisors or whatever the accounting field relation to your research topic. You do these things. Actually, these are the research, right? Okay, the next one. I hope it's clear to you. තමන්ට තේරෙන දෙයක් තමන්ගේ අවට තියෙන දෙයක් ගන්න. එහෙම නැතුව වැඩ කරන්න එක ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකේ තව දෙයක් තෝරගන්න යන්න එපා අමාරුවේ වැටි. Okay? Right. The next one. Read this one. Yes. The first one. There are three meters. The first one, the systematic literature review on the implementation of internal audit in the European and non-European public hospitals. The second one, systematic literature of the machine learning techniques. Third one, the systematic literature review on the corporate sustainability. Systematic literature review. You know what is mean by literature review? What is mean by literature review? Yes, LR. We are calling it as LR. What do you mean by literature review? Yes, we discussed that one. LR. Literature review. The second chapter. What it is about? We are reviewing the existing research findings. We are reviewing the existing findings. So then the second method, you can identify the new or else research problems by reviewing the research papers. So these are the some research paper types where identifying some new areas or else analysis about the past research. We are calling those papers as the systematic literature review, right? So they don't have the analysis. They don't have the analysis. What the first purpose of this research papers, they analyze what the regarding first one. So they identify the internal audit researchers, previous internal audit research, what they have done, right? in here, they identify the machine learning technique in the financial fraud prevention. What are the research, what the previous researchers done in this area? මොනවාද මේගොල්ලෝ කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියන paper කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියන එක තමයි මේ paper type එක ඇවිල්ලා බලන්න. Second one, a systematic review on the corporate sustainability. What are the past researchers done in this corporate sustainability area? What they have tested? කලින් මේගොල්ලෝ මොනවද කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියන එක තමයි මේ paper එක ඇවිල්ලා බලන්න. So because we identified the journal papers last week, so there are several journal paper types. Right? The most important thing or is most useful for the identification of research problem is systematic literature review. Systematic literature papers කරන්නේ මොකද කියලා. ඒගොල්ලෝ කියනවා හරි internal controls ගැන මේ අවුරුදු 10 දෙන මෙයා මේ විදිහට කරලා තියෙනවා. මෙයා මේ විදිහට කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේ රිසර්ච් එකක් කියවුවොත් මොකද ඔයාලට වෙන්නේ? ඔයාලට ideas ගන්න පුළුවන් මොනවද කලින් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ internal controls ගැන. Now second thing, you can refer the literature papers, especially the systematic literature review. Right. Okay. Third one. What is it? Yes. You can click on those links also. These are the conferences, right? You can refer the conferences, right? Research conferences are there. Yes. So these are the coming research conferences in this year during February to the March. So then these are the University of Sri Javadhanapura National Conference of the Business Management link, and this is the Colombo conference link, right? You can click on those links, right? So these conferences, in the sense, they have the theme, right? So they are doing the research conference with the theme. Under this theme, they are accepting the papers, right? So that papers, in the sense, it's 2025 or recently 2024 research, no? So those are trending research. Those are trending research which has been confirmed by the professors and the review panel, peer review panel. So what you can do, you can search the new problems by referring their conference papers. A conferences වල තියෙන papers අරගෙන බලන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේ තියෙන peer review වල හොඳ journal හොඳ research problems. Research නේ. ඔයාලට ඒව refer කරන්න පුළුවන් නෙවෙයි. ඔයාලට පුළුවන් ඒව refer කරන්න. Problem එකක් හොයාගන්න ඒව refer කරාට කිසිම වරදක් නැහැ. Clear? Right. Okay. So ICB conference is February or March. If you want, you can participate those things also, right? No any payments for that. Okay, we discuss first around you and then refer the existing literature review. And the other Kanbuta, you can take the professional experts also. Professional experts views also. You can, if you have the, you may have the partners. But if you are working at audit firms, you have the partner. You can discuss with them partners. If you want to identify a real world problem, research problem, you discuss with the partners, or you discuss with the senior accountant or accountant. What are the problems? You have some idea regarding the problems now. You discuss that problem with the experts, industry experts, right? Why? Industry experts are having the issues in the industry. So they are the party who engage with this engage with this research problems or real world problems. ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි මේවා දන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි ප්‍රශ්න වලට මුහුණ දෙන කට්ටිය. So then what you can do? You can discuss with them, right? What are the problems you have in this area? For example, the teams. So there are a lot of retail organization. You can discuss with the managers of teams. If you have the uncle or whatever the neighbors, then you can discuss with them. What are the problems? You convert it to the research problem. So that is how you can do a research. Don't do the traditional research topics. Corporate governance, whatever the thing. So those are two traditionals. The contribution from that kind of research is very minimal for as the undergraduate society. Right? So therefore, you can discuss with the experts. Right? So then actually this is very important. Identify a problem which motivates you. Otherwise, what happens? If I give you the research topic, what happens? You don't like to do it, but you are interested in towards some area, but you are doing the research as the supervisor advice. What happens? This motivates you, right? So therefore, select the research problem, select the research area which motivates you if you are doing a fourth year dissertation. Okay, the next one. So if others think it is very important, do that kind of research also. Why? So you may have the demand in future, right? අම්මා කියනවා හොඳයි පුතා මේක හොඳයි කියලා එහෙම නැත්නම් මම බොස් කියනවා නම් මේක හොඳයි කියලා මේ ඒරියා එක හොඳයි කියලා ඒ වගේ රිසර්ච් ඒරියා එකකින් ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකක් හොයාගන්න එක හොඳයිද නැද්ද? Right? So they be realistic about the research topic. Lot of students they need to do a research in a trending research area, machine learning, blockchain, and likewise. But in the real world context, in the Sri Lankan context, we don't have the applications, right? So therefore, be realistic. Be realistic. What happen otherwise? Once you are going to do the research, you don't have the facts. You can't collect the data regarding machine learning, AI, and other things. So recently, a student asked me to do the research in the AI implementation in Sri Lankan tax system in SMEs. He thought that this is a new area. Was question from my end, are there any AI tools applicable in the tax planning in Sri Lankan context? There may be, but it's not regarding the SME. Right? SME is the AI tool එකක් ගෙනල්ලා කවදාක tax හදනවද? කවදාක හදන්නේ ඇයි හේතුව? Why? What is the reason behind that? SMEs in the sense they are small business organizations. They implement the AI in the sense it's hugely cost. In the tax implementation AI. Therefore, you need to be realistic when you identify the research problem. We'll have a break and come.
ඒක නම් මට ඔළුවේ තිබුණා අර දැන් අපේ ගෲප් එකනේ අනිත් තර අපි කරලා තියෙන්නේ අපේම ගෲප් එකක්. ඒක චාම්පයි කලින් ගෲප්. ඒක තමයි අවශ්‍ය කිව්වේ අයිටම් එකේ ඩිස්කනන්ට් item inventory item quantity දාලා තියෙනවා inventory එකේ ඔයා කියන අර අතෙන්ට quantity එක දාලා price එක දාලා total එක ගන්න ඒකද marketing එකට ඒක item wise අර අතන කියලා අර item තේන තැනේ කීයද කියලා කියන එතන නැති නිසා ඉන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක ඔය මරියදා එතන. අයිගෙන එතන ගමන් ඒක දාන්නේ නැහැ. මේ ඉගෙන ඕඩර් පුළුවන් ටික කරලා ලැප් කරන්න දෙන්න. දැන් වාට ඔයා මේ ඒක වැජිටබල් ටේස්ට් එක පිටුම ගන්නනේ ඕඩර් या कोई सेल्स कोस्ट नहीं थी कोई भी වැඩි නැති නිසා හොඳයි. අර එතන කාඩ් එකේ ඔප්ෂන් එකයි දෙන්නලා ක්වොන්ටිටි එකක් ඒක නේ බෑක් කෝඩ් කවුද නියෝ මේ අන්නතර ගමු. මේකෙන් මෙතන මේ ලේඅවුට් එක චේන්ජ් කරන්න item ඊපස්සේ ඒ වගේ ටික කරන්නේ. එතකොට පේමන්ට් පේමන්ට් දාන්නේ පේමන්ට් දෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. එතනින්ද තමයි වෙනස් කරන්නේ. ఇది කරන්නේ ටික කරනවා මේ චට්නි ටික කලින් මම ඉදා මේ අර ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ චට්නි ටික දෙනවා මට මේ මොන හරි පාර කරන්නේ නවීකරණයට ෆෝන් කරලා අන්තිම ෆෝන් එකේ යන්නේ 11ට විතර.
ඊට quantity කියලා සස්ලය සිලෙක්ට් කරන්න. ඉතින් ඒක දැම්ම.
ඒක සිලෙක්ට් කරනකොට මෙතන ඔප්ෂන් එකක් එනවද ගන්න. වරසක් ගන්න එක නෙමෙයි.
හයෙන්
then මේ first there's no making of trouble about it.
You can take back and you have to accept the problems when you are like when you identify the problems. You need to identify this kind of background story. So is that how high effective line point? So this needs to be considered. I don't need to explain in detail. You have to identify the very new research topic and then it has the interest also. Meanwhile, you have to concern about the cost and time factor. Why? So you have been given the 6-month period to do the research. So therefore, within that time period, you may have the chance to sort out that problem. Otherwise, you are getting a complex research problem. It's the new one, it's the complex, so then you don't have the time period to settle. So therefore, time plus the cost in your age, you have to consider about the cost also. So they have to, those are some of factors you need to be considered when you're selecting a research problem. Right. The next one, right? Problems, symptoms, and the causes. Right? Problems, symptoms, and the causes. Okay. What do you mean by a problem? We know it. Right? The core. What is it? The difference between actual and the expected state. Right? The difference between actual and the expected state. So then what do you mean by the symptoms? Right? Symptoms. By looking at one topic, by just look at this image and identify what do you mean by a symptom, what do you mean by a problem, and the causes for it. Symptoms, causes, and the problem. Right? Okay, your idea. Something with involving. Idea. Symptoms. Problem, symptom, causes. Problems, causes. Here the identify the problem. Can you directly identify a problem? No. right? Which helps to identify the problem. Symptoms, you know it. Symptoms are an indication for a problem. Whatever problem it may be, the research problem, right? You are first identifying the problem through the symptom, right? So then causes. What do you mean by the causes? Causes, the reasons for the problem, right? Reason for the problem. So therefore, symptoms is the indication. Symptoms is the indication, the real world problem, because the actual scenario is not linked with the expected scenario. Root causes, what those are? Those are the reasons for the problem. Reasons for the problem. So therefore, in research also, we are identifying first symptoms, not the problems, right? So we are describing your problem based on the symptoms. You first grab the symptoms, not the problem. Right. Okay. So then what do you mean by the symptoms? Observable signs, indications that the problem or condition of the exist. Right? It's the indicator for the problem. So then problem is a situation or issue where the difficulty is. So the cause reasons or causes, the reasons behind the particular observation. Okay. A company is experiencing low sales, right? A company, assume you all are working somewhere else, your company is experiencing low sales. Write down symptoms and the causes, and based on this given scenario, what may be the problem. Write it quickly. You are experiencing low sales. You all are CFOs. Assume you all are CFOs. Okay? Chief Financial Officers. Now you are experiencing low sales. As the financial manager, what may be the symptoms for this scenario? What is the real problem? What may be the reasons for this low sales? What may be the reasons for this low sales? The company is experiencing low sales. Low cash flow good. Sales decreasement is a problem. Low quality products and then unsuccessful marketing strategies. Okay. Good. Symptoms. Decreasing revenue, good. Problem. Financial instability, good. Ineffective marketing strategy. Symptom, damage of a product. Okay, so we may have a lot of damaged products. Good.
Problem is reduction in the quality.
Problem is the reduction of quality of the product. Or this may be the non-compliance of the
Standard. When we are producing the product.
standard. Okay, right. Yeah. Symptoms, decrease of profitability. Liquidity issue. Okay. Marketing strategies and ineffective marketing strategies and pricing. Pricing. Okay. Okay, very good. Increasing inventory levels, we don't have the sales. Increasing the inventory, so it's a symptom, right? So that means in the future we don't have the high sales. Good. Product not meeting the customer needs. Accordingly, we can take the customer complaints. High customer complaints are there. Right, and then our inventory level is going up. Okay, so then problem. So, is that a question? Portal. Yes, the customer has not been fully recognized by the organization company. Okay, that.
Bad cash flow.
Bad cash flow, good.
Low profit.
Low profit. Okay, so we are experiencing low sales, so that is our problem. Okay. Budgeted sales not achieved, but maybe the cost. Low product quality and the bad sales strategies. Okay. Symptom is low sales figure in the financial statement. Then cash inflow, low cash inflow is the problem. So then causes a lack of adaptation for the new generation. Ineffective product development. Marketing issues. So what those are? So those are the symptoms or causes for these low sales. Yes. You. Low turnover, inventory level is high, profit will be low. Very good. Payables go up. Okay, another indication. Customer complaints high, but it's okay. Low sales strategies, low marketing strategies, ineffective marketing strategies, then high prices, then staff low. Another point, so we don't have enough capability or enough skills employees. So we don't have the staff. So therefore our productivity is low. Because of that one, the quality is low. So then customers have the lot of complaints. Accordingly, we don't have the high sales. We have low sales. Good. Any other ideas regarding the same scenario? What may be the causes? What may be the symptoms? Changes in consumer preferences may be a cause. Root cause. Very good. What else? Causes apeksha. Customer needs not being met. Okay. What else? Any other causes? Very good. The new competitor entered the market and then they acquired our market, the position. Okay. What else? So those are the some. Yes. Very good. The increasement of the substitute products. The attractive substitute products are there in the market with the new competitor. What those are? So those are the causes for this problem. What is our problem? So we don't have sales. Our sales are very low. So that is our problem. So there is symptoms. What may be the symptoms? High customer complaints. Returns are there, cash flow inefficiencies are there. So then the other one you said, Kuta, what is it? After damage, increasing of the damaged products, then customers' complaints are high. Well, what those are? So those are the indicators regarding the future low sales. Reasons may be there as we discussed, low customer strategies and other things. I hope it's clear to you. In your research problem also, when you are identifying the problems, first thing you are identifying which one? The symptoms. So then you have the chance to identify your problem. What you are finding throughout your research is the causes. Reasons for this research. What it is? Reason for the problem. What it is? Causes. You are doing the research on identification of causes for this research problem. So then, when we are identifying the problems, we have identified the broader problem. So then, management problem, it should be in your context, it should be a management problem, right? As we previously discussed, you have to identify the preliminary research. Preliminary research, you have to investigate the previous findings on it. So then you are going to define your research problem, right? research problem. The very important concept when we are okay. Another new concept, research gap. Research gap. What do you mean by the gap? So what this image indicates? Yes. Is that research gap? Yes. Is that research gap? Yes. Is that research gap? Describe this image. Can you describe this image? Yes. Explain it. Starting in then good. Starting with the narrow idea and you may have the broad idea. Very good. What else? Yes. Any other ideas? You can talk with me. Yeah. Very good. Okay, we can see the biggest thing in the small view first. Okay. Maria. Yes. What are the Hardly parallels for the Yali. What I can connect Harsuni. That's it. Yes, boy. Okay. To fulfill the gap, you can use some technical tools. Very good. What else? Yes. It's your idea. Last row. Orange color t-shirt. What is your idea? No idea. Black one. No. Blank idea. At least one word. Yes. So there is a gap, no? Yes. The gap is there. What they are doing? As was asked very correctly said, we are starting with the small wheel or narrow wheel, and then we have a gap. We are going to, yes, we are going to the next step with the broader perspective, right? So this is what we called as a gap, right? So we are identifying. So this is what we are doing in the research, right? Are we going to start the research with a broader perspective? Yes or no? No. When we are starting, when we are identifying the research problem, we have a narrow idea regarding our research problem. Right? So what we are going to do? We are going to initiate something new. Why we are going to initiate something new? Why we are doing something new? Why? What is the reason? Why we are doing something new? Yes. Why we are doing something new? Why we are doing research? Rishan. Charlie, me kalutharanam. Oh, nama arapuram patangane right nabekai thirty madakane. Ruvindi. Yes, Ruvindi. Good. Why we are doing something new? Me class again. Oh yes. Control again. Itu ko mahim hari-hari say Why? Oh, I got late to last in a minute. I'm going to check. I know I had to my guest to cut the line. No, I didn't get to cut the line. And you are maybe coming? Yes. Attraction again out of famous. Sarala? Out of through in the other with it and in among, Kadar last minute. Why we are doing the thing? Why we are doing something new? Because attract why we are doing something new? Because we are unable to find the solution for the problem, or else we don't have the findings. අපිට එහෙම දෙයක් දැකලවත් නැහැ, answer එකක්වත් නැහැ. ඒ නිසා තමයි මොකද අපි කරන්නේ? අලුත් දැක්ක. අලුත් විදිහට පෙන්නන්න හදන්නේ ඇයි? ඒ ගැන කට්ටියට දැනෙන්න කට්ටියට idea එකක්. That means we don't have the solution for the existing problem. So therefore, what we are going to do? So this is the problem now. So we have the gap, right? So by doing the research, right? So what we are going to do? We are going to do something new. In stage. How we can start it? How we can start it with the narrow perspective. But once you complete this research, or once you fulfill this gap, you may have the chance to identify something new. That means broader perspective you have now. Right. Okay. So this is the theoretical thing. We have how many gaps? Lot of gaps. I am discussing about the 6 gaps here. Right? The first gap. What is it? Knowledge gap. What do you mean by the knowledge gap? Knowledge gap. Now you know the clear word regarding the gap. Why the gaps are there? Because no any new things, no any answers for this existing questions. So then knowledge gap. Yes. So there may be some issues in the, yes, in where? In the existing knowledge, right? So then, so there may be some contradictory findings, contradictory knowledge points are there. So we have a problem. So sometimes there may be the unidentified new factors to the research theory. So there may be some lacks in research theories. So what are the theories, you know? Agency theory, the stakeholder theory, all the knowledge has been developed based on theory. So අන්න ඉගෙන ගන්න හැම දෙයක්ම නිකන් lecturers ලා ඉන්න කියන හැම දෙයක්ම නිකන් develop කරන concepts. නෑ මේවට base එක තියෙන්නේ කොහෙද? Research වල තමයි තියෙන්නේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් theories වල තියෙන්නේ. Theory එකකින් තමයි යම්කිසි knowledge එකක් derive වෙලා එන්නේ. එතකොට sometimes there may be some missing points or else unidentified new concepts may be, the missing concepts may be there in the research theories. So then what you can do? You can do a research to fill that gap in this knowledge. So there may be some mismatching points or else unidentified knowledgeable factors in the research theory. It may be the concept source, right? So what it is called? Knowledge gap. You can do a research to fill that gap in the knowledge. Clear? Right. For example, let's assume agency theory identified three concepts there. What those are? Stakeholders and then agency theory, directors, and then the managers, right? Agency theory identified the relationship between directors, managers, and the stakeholders, right? So are there any concept or the government intervention, is that mentioned in the agency theory? Yes or no? No. But some of the, based on the existing facts, we identified that, okay, within this relationship between three parties, the government interventions also must. But it is missed in the agency theory, right? So what you can do? Is there a gap? Exactly, but it is. So we need to include this is a hypothetical example, the government intervention to the agency theory, but it has not been discussed so far. So therefore, what you can do? You can do a research to fulfill this knowledge gap. I hope it's clear to you. Practical knowledge conflict gap. Practical knowledge and the other word conflict. What it says. After then what lectures කරපුවා මේවම ගිහිල්ලා practical word එකේ apply කරනවද ඔයාලා? Yes or no? Rehan, yes. You are saying yes. Then card do actually කිව්වට yes. Are we going to apply the same things? No. Economics, business, finance, here. So there may be some extreme cases also. But the real thing is, the knowledge sometimes is contradictory with the practical application. Practitioners say that, okay, we can't apply this one, but the lecturers are saying that, okay, this is the must. Lecturers will take pandita and okay. Academic. No. Academic, some of the professors, neither. So they said that, okay, this is the must. But when it comes to practical scenario, can be applied? No. Therefore, they are here. Knowledge says something and the practical world says something. So therefore, there is a contradictory between the knowledge and the practical country. So therefore, if there is a gap in between the knowledge and the practical world, what you can do? You can do a research, you can identify a problem there, right? You can identify a problem there and go for a research theory. That's a problem, right? So research gaps and problems are in line with each other. Problem එකයි gap එකයි කියලා කියන්නේ එකම දෙයක්. Why? The problem is maybe derived from the research gaps. If there is a problem in the knowledge and the practical, what you can do? You can identify a problem here. If there is a lack in the research theory, what it is? It's the problem. The problem. Even you have to identify the government intervention, it has not been identified. What it is? It's a problem. Okay. The next one. Empirical gap. Empirical gap. What do you mean by empirical? Empirical gap. Yes. Empirical gap. Empirical, what do you mean by the word empirical? No idea. Country, no? It means in country? No. Okay. Empirical gap. No idea. Empirical. What do you mean by empirical? Empirical evidences are not presented. A lot of researchers identified that, okay, sustainability is a new area, but the empirical studies are less in the sustainability research. What it is? It's an empirical gap. A lot of researchers suggest that, okay, sustainability and environmental performance needed to be tested. Right? But there are less research in the sustainability and the environmental performance. They are suggesting that a lot of researchers, they suggest that, okay, do the research in this area. Right? But actually, when it comes to the finding of the literature review, there are less studies available in the sustainability towards the environmental performance. What happened? It's the less of the empirical evidences are available in the environmental performance and the sustainability. You can identify that. You can do the again research to test the relationship between environmental performance and the sustainability. What it is? It's the empirical gap. Empirical gap. Theoretical gap also same in the knowledge gap and the methodological gap. Methodological gap. Methodological gap. What do you mean by the methodology? The way how you do your research. Right? The way how you are going to do your research. Basically, you have the idea regarding quantitative versus qualitative. What do you mean by the quantitative? Quantitative. Quantitative. It's quantitative. Yeah, very much. Quantitative, yes. Quantitative research. Qualitative research. Qualitative research. Yes. Qualitative research. Using quality. Okay. Any other idea? Qualitative research. In the qualitative research, we are going to analyze the perception. Okay, we don't going to have the numbers there. We just identify the perception, beliefs, values, and attitudes regarding the research topic. We are going to analyze those. Quantitative research. Yes, we are going to deal with the numbers. We have the analysis. We are going to collect the data in the form of numbers, and we have the analysis, and we are coming up with the result. Right? Okay, there are research topic. We have the MOIT scheme. The ministry funded financial programs and the students' savings behavior. Not savings behavior, we take it as a ministry, yes. Ministry financial provided ministry financial programs and the students' effectiveness. Right? So students' effectiveness from the campus perspective. So this research can be done by collecting the data as the perception. How I can have the interviews with the MOIT students. I hope you all know the MOIT scheme. You know it? MOIT scheme, you know it. So then, MOIT ministry අපිට ඒ ළමයි ගැන තමයි අපි කතා. ඒ ළමයි කොහොමද යාළගේ effectiveness එක කොහොමද කියලා බලන්න යනවා. හරි. ඉතින් මේ බලනකොට ඔයාලා නෙමෙයි. එනවා අපිට ministry එකේ ළමයි එනවා. හරි. ඔයාලගේ badge එකේ තියෙනවා MOIT අපිට තියෙන ඉතින් presentations කරන්න කවුද? ඒ MOIT scheme එක. එතකොට අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ effectiveness එක බලන්න යාලට financial benefit එකක් හම්බ වෙනවා. So then the provided financial benefit is impacting for their effectiveness, right? So what I can do is I can conduct the research by collecting the perception. I can interview one by one. So then I'm going to have the question within them. So meanwhile, I can share the questionnaire and collect the numerical data also. Right? Up to now, any of the researchers, they didn't do this research according to the quantitative method. Lot of the researchers identify the same research topic and have collected the data regarding the perception map. Right? So, but still the methodology regarding this quantitative approach has not been tested. What I can do? What happened? Is there a gap? Yes, exactly. We have the chance to conduct the same research with the qualitative data, but it has not been tested so far. The same research topic has been tested with the qualitative data, not the quantitative data. So what there is a methodological gap. Most of the students, you have the chance to go with the new research by exploring this methodological gap. Why? මේ රිසර්ච් එක මෙහෙම කරා එයා කරේ මෙන්න මේ විදිහට එයා කරේ primary data එක මම කරන්නේ මොකද secondary data, right? So the research has been taken as a descriptive manner. Previous researchers conduct the same research regarding the according to the descriptive research manner, but I am doing it in the correlational manner, right? Same research has been tested several times with the qualitative manner, but the quantitative approach has not been tested so far. What I can do? I am going to explore the quantitative method. Right? So likewise, you have the chance to change the methodology. Why? Because there is a gap in this research methodology. Right? Already research එකක් අරගෙන ඒක කලින් research කරලා තියෙන එකක් අරගෙන ඒක වෙන වෙන විදිහකට කරන්න පුළුවන්. Statistical techniques තියෙනවා. So statistical techniques වෙනස් කරලා කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Again, for example, you have analyzed the stock market returns and then the financial information and the stock market returns. Lot of researchers done the research, but what you can do is you can make the comparative studies. Right? You take Sri Lankan data from the companies and you take the Indian companies data. So then what you can do? You can make the comparative analysis on the accounting information, reveal of the accounting information with the stock market prices, evidence from the whatever the Indian and the Sri Lankan context. What it is? Changes of the method. You have to, but when you are doing the methodological changes, you have to investigate, but you have the chance. So why? So you do these things by executing the problem. The last one, what it is? Again, at the undergraduate level, you can take it population gaps. Population gap, what do you mean by the population gap? Yes. Whistleblowing policies and the let's take financial implementation of the financial departments towards the fraud detection. Right? Fraud detection in the Nigerian companies. Whistleblowing policies and the implementation of the financial departments towards the fraud detection in Nigerian companies with evidence from the Nigerian companies. Right? So is this research has been tested from Sri Lankan context? Will assume no. Right? What you can do is you can conduct the same research to the Sri Lankan perspective, What happened? The population has been changed, right? Population has been changed. You can identify it's the population gap. Even the whistleblowing policies and the implementation of financial departments has tested in the Nigerian companies, but it has not been tested in the Sri Lankan population. That Sri Lankan population, what there is a gap in the population. You can do that kind of research. Some of the researchers, so they doing the SME research in the Colombo district only, but you can do the same research by changing the SME context to the whatever the other provinces, right? Northwestern province. Likewise, you have the chance to For the undergraduate level, you have that chance. You can change the population of the existing research. And you need to identify the research problem there. By changing the population, you can execute the same problem in the other area, right? Another research gap. When you have to identify the research gap, when you are writing the research problem. When you are writing the research problem chapter or this problem section, you have to implement these research gaps there. Okay? Right. Okay. We'll quickly go to the LMS. LMS various activity for the identification of research gaps. We have changed the LMS. New appearance is there. The Word document is there, no? Okay. This is the example. This is the example for the research problem, which has been derived based on the research gaps, right? Each paragraph shows the research gap. Please read the paragraph and identify what is the relevant research gap for that paragraph. Example, the first paragraph from here to here, it reflects something. It reflects some research gaps. You identify which gaps relevant for this first paragraph and write it down. First paragraph, it identifies some research gaps. Second paragraph, it is derived based on the research gap. Third paragraph, there is a gap. Fourth one, the fourth paragraph has been written down based on the research gap. It explores some research gap. That's a right term. Okay, try to identify the first step. First paragraph. Yes, first paragraph. What is the idea? Get the yes. It's knowledge gap. It is then paragraph. It's knowledge gap again. It's knowledge gap. Knowledge conflict gap. Knowledge gap. Exactly, Huda. It's discussing about yes. Knowledge gap. Some of you identified it as a population wide. Here it has been measured as a Western context, right? Even it's a Western context, what they are identifying. So they are identifying some new concepts there, which has been implemented to the knowledge, right? So new concepts to the knowledge. So therefore, the first paragraph, it describes about the exploring the knowledge, right? Exploring the knowledge. Therefore, it's regarding the knowledge gap. Knowledge gap. මේ cyber security research එකක් ගැන කියන්නේ. එතකොට මේකේ පළවෙනි sentence පළවෙනි paragraph එකෙන් කතා කරගෙන පගන්න knowledge gap එක කොහොමද කියන එකයි. So this is how you need to write down your research problem. In the proposal also you have the problem. Right, okay. So we'll meet in the next session. We are going to start at 3 to 6. So then we'll identify the remaining part. Okay, thank you very much for your participation. Have a great day. So you all are saying